Hi guys, I'm Michel. Today I'm going to introduce you to GitLab Runners. So I'll be walking you through the installation and the registration of GitLab Runners. Also, I will show you how to use GitLab Runners in a pipeline. Let's go. As you can see, this is the main idea about the architecture behind the GitLab CI. You are the developer, you do some changes, and you commit and you push to GitLab. GitLab server will be aware of the changes and will trigger uh, the runners, GitLab runners. GitLab runners is going to execute the job. So to in short, GitLab server is the master node, and GitLab runners is the slave node. Is the one who will execute the job, and GitLab server is the one who manage, who control, who knows which job needs to be done and um, trigger the runner to execute the job. All right. So now let's go to the documentation to see. Okay, so this is the repo I prepared just for this video. So I will put the link below. Okay, the the official documentation, you can see we have the link here also. I will be installing um, the virtual machine, the GitLab runner in a virtual machine. So you can install uh, the virtual machine can be located anywhere in a cloud, on your PC, or in VMware, EXI, everywhere. Okay, so you can install um, the GitLab runner in a virtual machine, and then you can choose a different executor. It can be a Docker or even just the shell, so the Linux. All right. I'm using Proxmox. This is my virtual machine. It is an Ubuntu, no, Debian 11, and then I will connect to my virtual machine via SSH. All right. Okay, I am inside my virtual machine. Okay, and then let's go to the documentation here for Debian Ubuntu. Okay, we we copy this, and I already did it. So just come here, you copy it to add the repositories, and then you to install, you copy this for Debian Ubuntu, you copy it, and then you paste. And in my repo, I just put the steps. This is the step one, just to add the repositories, and the step two is just to install, as you can see. Now the the last step is to exit to register. All right, and to check that GitLab has been installed. When you check your home directory, you should see a new user have been added, GitLab runners, as a new user. All right, and then you can check also the status, sudo GitLab runner status. Okay, GitLab runner service is running. If you tap verify, okay, it says it's running in system mode, meaning GitLab runner is installed and is running, but it's not connected to GitLab.com. It's not connected to the master node, and that's where the registration come into the picture. So to register, let's go to our account. This is the project I'm working on. Then I go to setting, CI/CD, runners. Okay, we have here. Uh, at, at the right side, you have the runners, the GitLab runners, because you can use also GitLab runners and you don't have to do anything. GitLab is going to handle everything. Okay, but you have to enable here, and GitLab will ask you to validate your account, meaning you will provide your credit card, but just for the verification, he won't take any money. You will be using it for free. Okay, and you are limited to these CI minutes per month. Okay, and per group. In our case, so we disable GitLab runners, and we want to use our specific runner. We want to host our own runners in our virtual machine. Then we need this credential. All right, to register. That's what we're going to do. Okay. To register, let's go back. Step 2, step 3, step 4 is GitLab registration. Okay, we copy this for the Linux. We go back, paste. Okay, now we need to enter our credentials. Up the UL. The token. This is the token. Up and go back here. Paste. For the descriptions, okay, this will be mox runner. All right. Okay. For the tag, as for the first time, we'll be using a Docker as executor. I'm going to put VM Docker as tag. Okay, we need this one. We can leave empty. Then the executor, we choose Docker, and we need to provide a default image. Okay. Um, the default image will be Ruby to Ruby, and if you want to if you want another Docker image, depending on what you are going to do, so you can also put it. But if you leave it like this, the default will be Ruby. Otherwise, provide another one. All right. So I will leave the default one. It will be Ruby. Enter the default Docker image, for example. Okay, I need to provide, then just put this one. Copy, paste. Okay, it's done. Now let's check. Sudo GitLab Runner verify. Okay, now we can see the runner is alive. And let's go back, refresh. Expand. All right, this is our newly installed runner. You can see Proxmox runner, and this is the tag VM Docker. Okay, we are using a Docker executor, and we will use this tag in our pipeline. So this is our pipeline, as you can see. So this is the .gitlab -ci .yaml. Okay, we have, this is a very basic pipeline. I just want to show you how it works here. And in the next video, we'll continue with we continue building more complex pipeline with a Python project. All right, but here we just want to test. We have two stages: build and test, and we are using the tags here. One tag, which is VM Docker. This will allow GitLab to know which runner it will trigger to do the job, to execute the job. Okay, it will be our Proximus runner. All right. Okay. So here we just let's commit date, commit, and we push. Come back here. Okay, it's running. So while it's running, let's check our code. So what are we doing? First of all, we check the working directory, and then we create a new file in our working directory, and we list just to be sure. Okay, the file have been created. Okay, here what we are doing here, it's we registering the new files, and this will help to pass this file or any directory, whatever we put here, to pass it to the next stages or to the other stages. If we don't put this, okay, meaning that we won't be able to use this file in the next stage. So for the test, we are just echoing this message. We list the files inside the working directory to see what files we have, and here we are just testing. This is a command test. So just to test that this is a file. This file exists. Okay, if the file exists, it will success. If the file doesn't exist, then it will throw an error and it will fail. Okay. Um, so we'll see. Now it works. Everything works. But if we remove this, and it will fail. Why? Because if we remove this, then this file won't be passed to the next stages. All right, because every stage is using a different container. Okay, let's take it out. All right, so running in GitLab Runner. Look, we are using Proximus Runner. Okay, and here we are using Docker as an executor, and let's see which image we are pulling. The image I just provided, and this image, and we are running inside a container. Look, we can see the working directory is this one, and we have here created this new file, and when we list, we have readme images and this new file, because this new file is doesn't exist here. We just have uh, a readme and this GitLab CI. All right. So and we have listed, and here we are uploading artifacts so that we can be able to use it in the next stage. Okay, the next stage, test. Let's check it out. Okay, on running on Proxmox Runner, it's good. We're pulling the same image, but in another container now. And if we list, we can find this file we have just created in the build stage, and this command succeed. All right, job succeed. And let's see, for example, very quickly, if we just remove it. Okay, let's remove it. All right, let's remove, and we'll see the next the stage, the test job will fail. Okay, the test is the pipeline is running. Okay, the test job has failed, as you can see. So why? As I said, because here you see when we list, we don't find the new file we just created in the build stage. Why? Because as I said, we remove artifact, and so this is another container, and then we cannot find the new file created in build stage, and we cannot find it in the test job in the test stage. That's why we really need to put it back. Current directory, and then my file. All right. Okay. I want. Okay, I didn't push. Okay, I didn't push. I will let it for the next executor. Right now, what we can do, we can just now register the second executor. Okay. Uh, Register again. Let's go back to our setting, CI/CD, runners. Okay, I will pause this one. Pause. Okay, and then we'll register another one with another executor. This time we'll use the shell executor. Okay, we'll use the same token. Proxmox runner. Tag VM shell empty. Okay, let's use the shell executor. Okay, it's done. Now if we verify, okay, we can see we have two runners that are alive. Okay, refresh. Okay, this is the newly created GitLab runner with shell executor. Okay, we'll be using this one. I have paused this one so we can use the second one. Let's change the tags here. Shell, shell. All right. Save, update, commit, and now we can push. So it will work here. It's the same thing, just the executor is changing, and I have put back our artifact, meaning this test, this command will succeed because the file exists. It will find it, so it will succeed. All right, let's push. Okay, it's pending because we have two runners, and he will check which one is gonna use based on the tag, because I have used two runners. Okay, now it's running. Two runners with the same name, Proxmox runners, and a different tag. So he has to figure out which one, and with the tag, he found out. All right. All right, so the pipeline is done and is passed successfully. So we can now check running on Proxmox runner, of course, and which shell, which executor is using the shell executor. Now it's no more using the Docker container. So he's not pulling any image here. He's using our shell, so directly our virtual machine. Look, can you see, for example, the working directory is the home GitLab and so on. So we can check it. GitLab build. Um, build, and we have the name of the ID of the executor, so T and 0, um, and GitLab Runner. You see, so we have images, my file, and readme. So here with the shell executor, we are using our virtual machine. So we have the possibility to use the shell executor, so running directly in the virtual machine, or we can use the Docker executor. Then it will pull a Docker image and run inside a container. All right. This is the difference. And as we can see for the test job succeed because okay, we can find the new file, my file, because we have used artifact. Okay, we have seen how to install Gitlab Runner, how to register how to install Gitlab Runner inside a virtual machine, um, how to register Gitlab Runner and using Docker executor or shell executor. And we have seen also a very basic example how to use it in a pipeline. And this is a very basic pipeline. So thank you for watching. And if you like it, please subscribe. And I will see you in the next video where we will be building a new pipeline to build a pipeline to build a Python project, to test it, to release, and to deploy it. Goodbye.